Yes, that's Baby Crone opening up a box of cards. Look at her. Look at her. Say hi, Baby Crone.
Hello. Feels like a Christmas video.
She loves opening up parcels. Look at her. Well, tell them what you're opening.
Oh, okay, so I'm opening up the beloved Edgar Allan Poe. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I love his writings.
Yes, she does.
Yes. Especially the little poet in me. I like how dark and gloom and surreal not his videos, but his writings can be. Alright. Okay, let's see. Let's look at this. The first card to pop up is the World. I don't know what this card... Well, the World represents being around the world and back and being able to... that you've completed a cycle. So how fitting I picked this card first for what we're going to be talking about today.
Oh.
With the Ace of Cups right underneath. Okay, so we're going into the cup section. Very watery, just like the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So let me... Excuse me. Okay. So, hello everybody. How are you today? Well, you got a little sneak peek of me opening up my new tarot cards. Maybe one day you guys will see me use them.
We saw you use them the other day.
Yes, but not these cards. Exactly.
And that she does know how to read tarot cards. Not as good as me. That's because she lacks confidence. But she definitely can read cards.
I'd rather take my time up with astrology than...
But they all together.
Yes, in the end, they really all... Speaking of which, just a little side tangent to talk about the 22 major arcana cards, which is from 0 to 21. That's why there's 22. And these represent all the inner sides of yourself and all the inward things, and all the other cards, which they call the minor arcana, just represent mundane, everyday life things that can change easily. But the inner is something that's like constant, that could like build up, and that's really inside of you that you need to address. And not the first 12, but 22 broken up into 12 and 10. There's 12 zodiac signs, so there's 12 zodiacs that go with the major arcana cards, and there's 10 planets. And you're probably like, how's there 10 planets? Because in astrology, both the sun and moon are considered a planet, even though they're luminaries, because they give light. And really, in astronomy, everything gives off light. It's just an infrared, which is your heat. So they read heat light. Anyway, so that's a little bit about the major...
And tell them about the aces, how the aces represent the seasons.
Yep. Oh, yes. The aces, the 4 aces that... They also represent elements, just like the zodiacs represent elements. Really, everything represents elements.
Everything, yes.
And so it represents the 4 seasons, just like the zodiacs are broken up into seasons, which also talks about the world, because the world encompasses all these 4 elements. The earth literally...
Being cogno.
Yeah, the 4 elements is earth, water, air, fire.
And the 5th element is spirit.
Yes, the 5th element would be spirit or ether. I like that phrase, that word, especially because it's something that's used to put you to sleep as well. So look at that. They use the word ether to describe going to the world beyond when they put you to sleep. So that shows you where you go when you're unconscious.
Wow.
Anyway, to talk about trees, because Baby Crone loves trees and nature. And what about the trees? Well, really, there's 2 trees I want to talk about. And one of those trees is going to lead me to the Lion's Gate, because the Lion's Gate is officially open. Yes, it opened up on the 26th of July. It closes on the 12th of August, and it reaches its peak, its maximum potential and energy on August 8th. So, where are we going to start with right now is the current tree month, which is the holly tree. And that's from August 8th to August 4th. And as you see, August 4th does not include August 8th, which is why I'm going to talk about the tree that's coming up next month, so you understand more importantly why this Lion Gate energy is really important. So what does the holly tree represent? I'm gonna put a picture somewhere on screen so you can see what a holly tree is. A holly tree, it represents mindful use of your energy. And according to the deck of cards I was reading, there are these oracle cards that talk about trees that brings up the Celtic months and the Celtic tree months. And I'm gonna have to double check this information, but I believe the Celtics had to do something with Ireland and the other side of the country, because here I live in America, so that kind of puts more information into why the seasons might be different when they talk about the
and
trees.
And your dad Ruth is from Ireland.
Oh, yes, that is very true.
Say it so they can hear.
Oh, okay. And also what's so great about Ireland is that my dad is born from Ireland. His roots are tied to Ireland, and I would one day like to travel to visit Ireland. Just let me get over my fear of heights and planes first. So the holly tree represents midwinter. Now this is probably winter time in Ireland, but here in America it's midsummer, so that's why it's representing this current month, because we're about to reach the thickets of Leo. Well, Leo just started, so this is like the beginning of Leo. Leo represents fire, so it's like the thickets of fire, the thickets of summer.
Spirit.
Yes, hot, strong. You can't, indisposable, you can't move it, and that's what's really great. So if you're very mindful about how you use this energy at this time, you're able to work more freely with your energies. And another thing that the holly tree represented was protection. You were able to, of course, always be peaceful and mindful when you're with these trees, especially the holly tree, because by the lore they say the holly tree, if you take off a branch to protect yourself and use it for a protection, it could bring you bad luck because you're taking such a powerful energy and using it for yourself without permission.
You said holly?
Yes,
like
holly.
Hollywood?
Yes. Holly, holly.
Wow. Hollywood. So the branches are magical.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Hollywood is magical.
That's why they call holly witches.
Holly witches.
Yes. And so also Leo talks about protecting yourself, so the strength to stand strong in who you are and with your energy, because Leo, the sun, is its planet that rules it. Each zodiac has a planet that rules it, and the sun rules Leo. So Leo's like the strong energy, your personality, what you put out into the world, that you're also willing to defend and protect and stand up strong against anybody else that tries to challenge you. And what's also great about this holly tree is, a fun fact, is that it has prickles on its leaves, and this is to further protect itself. So it has a built-in protection mechanism, and it also gives berries. It comes with like red berries on the tree, so it can provide while being protective at the same time. So it represents a duality. And this fruit represents abundant energy, and this abundant energy is native to you, and it's basically talking about what do you have inside of you, what are your skills that you're able to manifest in this physical world, because you have everything disposed to you to use. You just have to figure out how to use it. So once you're able to tap into that energy, which brings me on to the next tree after this, once you're able to tap into that energy, you're able to use it for how you want to, but of course, please always use it for the betterment of yourself. And this powerful energy can also be feared, because similar to the planet Venus, to bring in astrology a little bit, love. Venus is your love planet, right? But you can also fear love, because something you want so bad that you love and just can't live without can be the thing you fear the most, because maybe you're afraid to have it, because you're just like, what if I get it and it's not what I wanted?
Or lose it.
Right. It could be, it's just a lot of things, and honestly, once you start understanding these energies and how everything works together, maybe you won't be as disappointed, and you understand that everything in life is for a reason. Like maybe you really wanted this job, or a job that you love so much, and you were let go from that job. well, don't look at it as a bad thing. You maybe find something else that you love even more. You just have to move on from the stepping stone that you were on.
One life lessons.
Yes. So moving on to the next tree month, which is the Hazel tree, and that's from August 5th to September 1st. This tree represents internal wisdom. Now, wisdom, this book told me, is different from knowledge, which I could understand, because knowledge is something you can gain and is something you can find on this earth. You grow through knowledge, but wisdom comes with time and experience, and really it's already inside of you. You just have to figure out how to tap into your inner wisdom, which means being connected to your higher self. So, and wisdom you can't gain because it's inside of you. How can you gain wisdom? It's just something that's a part of you. It's like a natural, native ability. So wisdom appears when you need it, because just when you think you know how to, there's some times where you think you know the answers and you got everything together and you're just like, yes, I'm going to do it this way, my way, because this is the way I feel is right. However, that's just based off of your knowledge and what you've seen maybe other people go through, or what you've gathered through your experiences. However, maybe your inner wisdom, your inner knowledge is telling you that there could be a different way to approach this that could maybe not hurt somebody else or hurt yourself in the process. So getting in tune with yourself, really understanding and retreating within, which is kind of funny because, a little side tangent, once the C-19 was released to the earth and everyone had to retreat inside to their homes and be separated from everyone and being in tune with themselves, I noticed that after that, astrology started booming in popularity. Everyone's like, oh, what's your sun sign? What's your moon sign? And I'm just like, before the pandemic, everyone was just making astrology posts about sun signs. Now everyone wants to get deeper into who they are, and just like, no, there's more to me than just my sun. There's so much more that builds up and makes me, just like trees. There's so many different trees, but they're all interconnected underneath the ground. We just can't see it. So therefore they're exchanging information, and there's so many parts that make them up that there's just something we can't see because it's all at the sub-level in the subconscious. So why is this hazel tree that talks about true wisdom related to the Lion's Gate? Well, first we're going to start with Orion's belt, because Orion's belt talks about the three wise men, the three men that had wisdom, or you can call them the three kings that gifted baby Jesus. Three gifts that, as the three wise men would say, well, they wouldn't say, I wouldn't know, as the three wise men might imply, these are the three things that are important and essential for your life on earth. So the first king gave gold, which gold is the ruler of earth, and gold is the most abundant metal you can find on the planet, which, if it's most abundant, why is it so expensive? Then we have frankincense, which is a type of, well, the other I'm going to mention too. It's a type of incense, and it's something that can help you heal, but it represents a deity, and deity is like spirit, and you can't really see it, but it's something that's in the air, like an incense, and it can help you when you need it. So just like wisdom, it's always there. You just have to know how to tap into it. And then myrrh. Myrrh was the third thing that was given by one of the wise men, and that represented death. And death doesn't always mean a literal death. I mean, it can.
It does.
True,
but it also is another level to death.
Right, because once you die, as they say, there's an afterlife, and then what happens after that afterlife? Well, just like the world, it cycles back over, and you're back to being another human being in another body with a different conscience, but you still have the same soul.
Oh, okay. Go ahead on, Baby Crone.
Yes.
She learned it.
Yes. So why are these three wise men important? Because baby Jesus was born, and the three wise men followed a star that pointed to baby Jesus. because this star wasn't in the sky, but when it suddenly appeared, because baby Jesus was born, a literal son was born.
S-O-N.
Yes, an S-O-N, but also an S-U-N, because a star appeared, and a star is a sun.
Go ahead, baby Crone.
Yes, so they knew that a new person or a child really was born, so they followed this star because the star led them to and stopped. Theoretically, it stopped in the sky to be like, this is where they are, which would make sense because the light is shining down on the child, just like your light shines down on you.
And also, if you believe this story, I truly believe these stories have stories to enlighten us. Mm-hmm. However, if I'm looking at it literally, it also meant that when the stars stop and shine down, well, we know, even if you look at the moon and it cascades, it doesn't just shine in one spot. You can show them the video that you took when we were at the ocean.
Okay. Oh, yes, I sure will.
Just to show them how it cascades over a lot, not just over that. But go ahead.
Yes. And so, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was for a second, but about these three the star. Speaking of the Lion's Gate, so the star Sirius, well, wow, I just had a no-brainer. I just connected two dots, because Sirius is the night star that they call it, because it's the brightest star in the sky, and it's also, because it's the brightest star in the sky, you can always point it out, just like the three wise men were able to point out this star and follow it to Jesus, baby Jesus, so he wasn't even in his full prime. He was just born. Yes.
This is the last thing. That lets you know just how powerful astrology was 2,000 more years ago.
Yes, astrology was the way of life. It was
a way of life for healing, health, everything.
Direction, which also ties back into the Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, because these three stars in Orion's belt lines up with the three pyramids of Giza, and the star Sirius lines up with another pyramid that lines up with the Orion belt, which lines up with our sun in our solar system, which represents our physical self, and the Sirius star represents our higher self. And by this alignment of the Lion's Gate, all these stars lining up, it's like a portal in a sense. Everything is able to free flow. There's nothing obstructing these energies. It's able to have a direct line to you, which is why everything is open.
Like having a direct line to God.
Yes.
Can I tell a story real quick?
Yeah, sure.
The Bible tells a story about there was once a year where the waters would be troubled. And the people would go down to the water, and they knew if they could get to this water, they would be healed. But some of them couldn't make it to the water. Can you imagine hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at this water? And it only stirs a little while, and then it's gone. Well, this is what this is like. Yes. This star is like this alliance. Nothing is obstructing it. It's magic at its fullest and at its finest.
Yes. And to talk about the Lion's Gate, more about numerology to tie in the significant importance to show you that every detail, this isn't a coincidence. It's plotted out by the physical Earth universe. Well, more than just the Earth. It was plotted by the universe, and this shows you that everything is fixed because it happens the same time every year. So the Lion's Gate, which is
always help.
Yes, is August 8th, and August is the 8th month. So there's 8/8. That's another portal. It's like a gateway because it's two numbers, and the 8 can symbolize. I have two definitions for 8. The 8, when you flip it on its side, it looks like the infinity sign. Infinity represents both the past and future coming together, and it's an endless point because it's always circling, so there's like no way to get out of it. So it shows you the continuous cycle
of life,
which also
life
ties,
and death.
Yes, which ties back to what one of the kings gifted baby Jesus, which was myrrh, which represents death, and death is all about dying for something new to come, greater and better, basically improving yourself, because you can only grow through death. essentially, because something old has to die in order for something new to come. You have to release in order to gain.
Wow.
Yes, and all these, as I said, it's endless, so therefore there's unlimited possibilities. There's so much that's possible, which tells you that this energy, everything is a free-for-all. You can get any kind of energy you want, anything you really put your mind and energy to, you can get it with time, of course. This is not like that because the gate is open. You actually have to work and put energy into this, and basically like harvesting and growing. You plant your seed, and then from your seed you watch it grow, and through the growth process, depending how much you nourish it, tells you how much are you going to harvest, which is kind of funny. It's the phrase of you reap what you sow came to mind, because you can, you can only get what you grow. And when 8 is vertical, and as this normally is, 8 represents the endless cycle of death, as I already talked about. But this also shows you recycled wisdom, because if you're, as I said, there's an afterlife, so you have to go through it's this 3-step process. You're born, you die.
No, you're born, you live, you die.
Okay, you born, you live, you die. A triangle, which is so funny that they use a triangle for the Illuminati, but we're not going to talk about that right now. It got so much symbolism, and that also tells you why the Holy Trinity, why 3 is an important number, because they say the triangle is the most stable and foundation, the most stable shape is a triangle, which would be 3 sides, which also talks about the 3 kings that came to baby Jesus, giving him a good foundation. And if you think about this an extra step, later baby Jesus ended up being a prophet in the sense, so he's like the 4th, like from the 3 they gave birth to a 4th, which symbolized further foundation. But endless recycled wisdom from the universe is the number 8, which ties back into the Hazel tree, which is your true internal wisdom. Knowledge and information that's within you, that's always been within you. You just have to know when to tap into it, and know and understand both yourself, your cycles, understand your astrology and your birth chart. That will definitely help you understand all sides of you, and those sides will be illuminated, just like the sun and moon, the 2 important parts of your personality. But all the other planets are important too. But once you understand yourself and understand the world around you, you're able to use those energies to further enhance yourself to however you wish and please and desire. So that is all Baby Crone has to say for now.
That was delicious.
Thank
I feel
you.
full. That was studying right there. That was good. That was good eat. That was good eat.
Yes, so that's all Baby Crone has to share today. I really enjoy talking about trees, astrology, the Lion's Gate, and the importance of spiritual meanings behind all of those, because as astrology teaches you, symbolism. Everything has symbols, and those symbols have meanings. And like they say, a picture has 1,000 words, while a symbol has 1,000 meanings. Wow. Hello, guys. Baby Crone always talks way too much, and the camera just likes to die on me just when I'm getting ready to finish up. Well, what can I say real quickly? Well, you learned about the Lion's Gate and the importance of the number 8, which is very important, and you also learned about the Orion's Belt, a little bit about baby Jesus, and you also learned about the significance of the importance of the number 3 and the Holy Trinity and the triangle. You also learned about trees, as always. You learned about the holly tree and the hazel tree, which represents this month and next month. And as you see, they don't really represent an entire month. They represent kind of like a half a month, like half of one month and the other half of another, which ties into the astrology a little bit. But really, it would line up exactly if we just had 13 signs, 13 months, and 13 trees, like those 13 trees, because really everything would be 28 days, and each day will line up on the same day. Like for example, if the first was on a Monday, every 13 months. Each 13th month is gonna have the first on a Monday, so you never have to guess when the first is. And honestly, it's just really annoying having to guess and not have everything correlate. That I just wish they didn't change the system, but you know, they want to change everything, destroy everything, keep everything hidden, and leave you to figure out the mystery. So with that being said, I'll leave it up to you guys to do some more research on the things that we've covered today. What am I, in a lecture?
You're good. That's what you are.
All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. See you guys later this week to talk on the brown round and all the juicy gossip we've covered, what we're finding throughout this week. So I hope you guys enjoy your day, weekend, week, and I'll come back on my own for some more news and some juicy munchkin meals for you. Okay, ciao. Mwah.